Every day, we walk past people without truly seeing them. We judge their clothes, their situation, their life. We decide who they are in just one look. But what if I told you that one beggar carried a secret that completely changed his life? Stay with me till the end, because this story might quietly change the way you look at your own life. In a busy city filled with noise, rushing cars, and restless people, there lived a beggar named Raman. Every morning he sat near the same traffic signal. Same place, same torn clothes, same tired eyes. People saw him daily. Most ignored him. Some felt pity. A few dropped coins into his bowl without ever looking at his face. Raman had been living like this for more than 10 years. 10 long years of sleeping on footpaths, facing hunger, rain, cold, and shame. 10 years of feeling invisible to the world. People often asked him why he didn't work, but Raman never replied. Not because he was lazy, but because words no longer came easily to him. Inside, he felt broken. He believed his life was already decided. He believed he was unlucky. He believed the world had no place for someone like him. Slowly, that belief turned into a prison he couldn't escape.
Every day felt the same. He woke up before sunrise, folded his old cloth, walked barefoot to the signal, sat down, and waited. Some days he earned enough to eat. Some days he slept hungry. But hunger was not the hardest part. The hardest part was the looks. People looked at him as if he was nothing, as if he had failed at life, as if he didn't belong. Over time, Raman started believing those looks. At night, lying on the pavement, he often asked himself quietly if this was all his life would ever be. No answer ever came. One afternoon, something different happened. The signal was red, cars were stopped, Raman was sitting with his bowl, when suddenly an old man stepped out of a car. He was neatly dressed, wearing simple clothes, with a calm and peaceful face. He didn't look rich or poor, he just looked present. The old man stood in front of Raman and softly asked if he could sit beside him. Raman was confused. No one had ever asked him that before. He nodded slowly. The old man sat down on the pavement right next to the beggar. People stared. Some shook their heads. Some laughed quietly. But the old man didn't care. After a moment of silence, he asked Raman how long he had been sitting there. Raman replied softly that it had been many years. The old man nodded and then asked how long he planned to sit there. That question hit Raman deeply. He had never thought about it before. He stayed silent.
The old man looked at him and asked if he knew why his life hadn't changed. Raman shook his head. The old man pointed to Raman's bowl and said he was holding it the wrong way. Raman looked confused. The old man explained that the bowl wasn't the problem, his thinking was. Raman felt anger and pain rise inside him. He said the old man didn't know his life or his struggle. The old man smiled gently and said that before the world gives up on us, we give up on ourselves. Those words stayed in the air. Raman felt something move inside him. The old man continued, saying that Raman sat there every day hoping someone would save him, but what if he saved himself instead? Raman laughed bitterly and said he was just a beggar with nothing. The old man looked straight into his eyes and told him that believing he was nothing was the secret destroying his life. The signal turned green and cars started moving, but the old man didn't stand up. He shared that years ago he had been like Raman, not on the street, but in his mind. He spoke about losing his job, his family, and his confidence. He blamed luck, people, and life. Then one day, someone told him a simple truth. Life doesn't change until you change the way you see yourself. Tears formed in Raman's eyes as the old man stood up and placed a small notebook and pen beside him. He said he wouldn't give Raman money, but something better. From the next day, Raman should not beg, but sit there and write one thing he could offer. Raman said he couldn't do anything. The old man smiled and said that was a lie he had been telling himself for years. Then he walked away.
That night, Raman couldn't sleep. The words kept repeating in his mind. What if you saved yourself? For the first time in years, he felt scared. Not of hunger or people, but of change. The next morning, he sat at the same signal, but he didn't hold the bowl. He held the notebook. With shaking hands, he wrote that he would clean car windows for free. People laughed. Some mocked him. Some ignored him. Hours passed with no food and no money. His old beliefs screamed that he was nothing and should go back to begging. Then one car stopped. A woman rolled down her window and smiled. She asked him to clean hers. Raman cleaned it carefully. When he finished, she handed him some money and thanked him. In that moment, something broke inside him, and something new was born. Days passed and Raman returned every day with a notebook. He cleaned windows, helped people park, and carried bags. Slowly, people noticed him, not as a beggar, but as a man who was trying. Months later, he saved enough to buy proper clothes, then tools, and then a small cleaning job. Years later, he owned a tiny shop. One evening, Raman stood at the same signal. Not begging, not sitting, standing, helping others. He smiled because the world hadn't changed. He had. This is the beggar's secret. Life doesn't change when luck changes. It changes when you do. The moment you stop seeing yourself as helpless, the world starts seeing you differently. So ask yourself today, what belief is keeping you stuck? And what might happen if you let it go? Because sometimes the biggest prison isn't outside us, it's inside our mind. And the key has always been in our hands.